Hi, welcome to Saunders Sisterhood. This is a YouTube channel for the single and childless, not by choice person. And today is week 6 of our Grow Your Small Channel YouTube Monetization Challenge. In this video, I'm going to go over the stats and we're going to talk a little bit about something relevant to the single and childless, not by choice community this week. This week is Father's Day weekend, and it got me thinking. One of the few groups of people who I think are less seen in culture or media than childless women are men who are childless, not by choice. The not by choice part, I think, is what makes it even less seen. You know, we all know of the stereotype of the man out there with no kids, that trope of just this bachelor addicted to his work, doesn't want to have kids, or he's this playboy out there living this real single life, that men want to preserve their independence from the old ball and chain as long as possible, and that they don't want to settle down. Some of this may be because, you know, for women, there's literally a point at which they cannot have children biologically. And for men, that isn't something that happens naturally. So for men, I think it's really the opposite stereotype that comes forward. For men, they're seen as a playboy, a bachelor, and for women, it's spinster and pathetic. While they're the opposite, they're equally used to minimize and devalue the experience of the person who is childless, not by choice. Now, throw in the mix of many societies really don't encourage men to talk about how they feel, share how they feel. There's a sense of what being a man is, and that's being kind of strong and powerful, definitely not crying over certain things. I think maybe the younger generation, that's changing a little bit, thankfully. I would imagine that if sharing how you feel or not feeling like you have anyone to share those things with can be extremely isolating. As a woman, I know it's isolating. With it being Father's Day, I just want this channel to recognize that this is a really hard day for a lot of men who wanted to be a father and aren't, who maybe have a very difficult relationship with their own father, or even those who have lost children or don't see their children as much as they would like. I want to acknowledge that. I know some men follow this channel too, because while there's not a lot of things out there for single and childless, not by choice women, there's even less out there for men. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to put some resources in a link in the description below. If you're a man watching this and you're not sure how to cope with it, you feel like you don't have anywhere to turn to or anywhere to go, click on this link and you will have access to a variety of different resources that may be sharing your story. Because while I'm a woman and I can do my very best to represent the childless, not by choice aspect, I won't be able to relate to every aspect of what it means to be childless, not by choice as a man. If you need some resources, they are out there. You just have to know where to look a little bit, and I'll leave the link below. Okay, before we get into the stats, Gavin and I are gonna head to the dog park. We'll take you along and then we will dive in. So let's get to the stats for the YouTube channel. So the total number of subscribers that I had last week was 568. The total number of subscribers that I have today, Saturday, is 575. I've had a little bit more than 7 people subscribe, but I lose a few subscribers each week. So that's much lower than how it has been in terms of subscriber growth the past few weeks, but it has been pretty consistent and maybe even a little bit higher than typical prior to starting this challenge. The total number of views that I've gotten in the past 365 days is around 27,000. The total number of watch hours that I have for the past 365 days is 1.6 thousand. If you've seen my videos before, you know that this is really the number that I think I'm gonna have the harder time getting to. And so I really am looking at improving my editing and improving my production value in order to help increase that number. So far, it has been working. A couple of questions that I want to put out to the community are, I have about 103 videos on my channel so far. A lot of the early videos were really meant to just get the content out there. I didn't worry about much besides that. I didn't even know how to edit. It was just trimming off the front and trimming off the back. I stand by the content, and meaning the information that is given in those videos. And I think if I had to do those videos again, I would be able to do a little better job in terms of making the pacing of the video go, putting some more interesting things in the video for the viewer. So what do you do with those videos? Do you take them off your channel, or do you leave those on your channel, but maybe you remake the video and put a little different spin on it visually, knowing that the content is very similar? Let me know what you would do in the comments below. Here's what I'm trying to sort of evaluate a little bit. I'm itching to redo the videos because I think I could do a better job, but I love the content. So they really would be fairly similar outside of the editing and a little better camera. I also really like the idea that I have this catalog now of 100 videos for this particular population and demographic. There's just not a lot out there for being single and childless, not by choice. I guess the real question is, do I remake these videos and leave the old videos up there, or do I remake them and then unpublish some of the older videos? Let me know what you would do. I'm kind of torn because I also really like showing the progression and the journey for YouTube. I think that's really important, particularly when you are looking at inspiring others. And I definitely think more people in my age range should be getting on YouTube. I know that when I was starting, it could be pretty intimidating looking at some of these channels, particularly these young women who they have a process and an aesthetic, and they're pretty amazing videos for amateurs. That's why I lean a little bit to keep them up. So let me know what you would do or what you want. The last thing I wanted to bring to the community is I recently got my lipid panel done and then an in-demand body reading done. What that is it tells you not only your weight, you know, nowadays the weight is kind of the least informative number for somebody's health, but it tells you your body muscle percentage, your body fat percentage, and it gives you information along those lines. Now that my hip is feeling a little bit better, I had a hip replacement last fall. Now that that is no longer an issue, in fact, it's the best it's felt probably in decades, I am really wanting to get my health back on track. And I have this data point that's recently with in-demand body scan and then also my lipid panel. And so I wanted to know, would it be of interest to follow along somebody who's also single and childless, not by choice, kind of improving their life in a healthy way? Should we become accountability partners, I guess, is what I'm asking you. You think that might be an interesting series that you'd like to watch on YouTube? Let me know in the comments below. I will commit that I will be completely transparent with my numbers. So I will show my in-demand body scan numbers and then also my lipid panel numbers as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and subscribe to this channel for more content for the single and childless, not by choice person.